the 2026 Chevrolet 3100A and hint at what makes it noteworthy, nostalgic cues to Chevrolet's legacy, new engineering, technology, and why this model might matter to both classic truck lovers and modern truck buyers. Promise the viewer a deep dive over the next 2 hours plus. We will cover every detail from under the hood to behind the wheel, compare it to rivals, highlight what's new for 2026, and tell you who this truck is really for. Invite viewers to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if they love trucks and honest long-form reviews. Drop a short line about chapters in the description for easy navigation. Finish the intro by teasing a highlight, a surprising feature, or stat A to keep watchfulness high as the script moves into the first long section. Open with a single dense paragraph that lays out the 3100's place in the Chevrolet lineup and the pickup market in 2026. Discuss heritage and lineage. Explain how Chevrolet resurrected the 3100 name to evoke mid-century half-ton classics while modernizing everything underneath. Describe production details, a platform architecture, unibody/frame specifics if applicable, the intended market, light-duty versus heavy-duty, urban versus worksite, and the trim ladder, base, mid, premium, off-road-oriented trims. Cover dimensions and cargo figures, overall length, wheelbase, bed length options, payload capacity, towing rating across trims, and how those numbers compare to direct competitors. Move into a technical overview of the chassis, suspension design front and rear, familiarity of coil springs or leaf springs, adaptive dampers, optional air suspension, and any structural reinforcements for towing. Explain brake packages and wheel, tire options across trims, plus factory and dealer installed accessories for hauling and work. Next, discuss powertrain choices in one flowing paragraph. List each engine option, for example, base turbo 4, optional V6, available V8, hybrid, electrified variants if offered, displacement, and tech features like direct injection, variable valve timing, cylinder deactivation, and turbocharging details including boost management and intercoolers. Describe transmissions, 8-speed, 10-speed automatic, dual clutch or CVT if relevant, and availability of manual in special editions, final drive ratios, and drivetrain options, RWD, 4x4 with low-range transfer case, part-time versus full-time. If Chevrolet offers a plug-in hybrid or full-electric 3100 variant, write a careful paragraph describing battery capacity, electric range, charging speeds, AC and DC public fast charging rates, regenerative braking, and how power delivery is blended between electric and combustion power. Cover the towing tech, integrated trailer brake control, trailer sway mitigation, tow, hole mode, camera-based trailer guidance, and trailer wiring harness options. The grille architecture, headlight signature, and how the 3100 blends retro cues with modern lighting tech like matrix LEDs, sequential turn signals, and daytime running LED patterns. Describe the hood line, muscular fenders, and the way sheet metal flows back to the A-pillars. Mention available color palettes and two-tone schemes inspired by classic Chevrolet palettes. Explain material choices, aluminum hood, high-strength steel panels, corrosion protection measures, and any modularity designed for government or commercial spec buyers. In the same paragraph, cover aerodynamic considerations and functional details, how the bumper, splitter, and air curtains channel airflow, available active grille shutters for efficiency, underbody shielding, and how those elements impact fuel economy or range in FF models. Detail wheel and tire fitments, rim sizes across trims. Inside the dash architecture, driver-oriented controls, and the quality of materials, soft touch panels, leather or high-grade cloth options, brushed metal or aluminum trim accents, and available wood or vintage-inspired inserts on premium trims. Discuss seat design in detail, bolstering, materials, heating, ventilation, and massage options where available, plus manual versus power adjustments and memory settings. Cover infotainment and connectivity in the same paragraph, screen sizes across trims, physical control philosophy, physical knob versus touch first, audio system options, bass stereo versus premium multi-speaker systems with subwoofer and DSP tuning, wireless smartphone integration, over-the-air update capability, and integrated voice assistance. Talk about practical cabin storage, center console size, cup holder placement, glove box capacity, and clever storage like hidden compartments or underseat storage. Include passenger comfort, rear legroom, headroom, center seat usability for short trips, and how child seat attachments are handled. Transition into craftsmanship and fit and finish details, panel gaps, tactile feedback from knobs and switches, ambient lighting options, and how those details elevate the cabin feel. Mention VAC performance, dual or tri-zone climate control, cabin air filtration, and fragrance systems if offered. Discuss optional packages that change the interior vibe, sport packages that add flat-bottom steering wheels and carbon fiber accents, luxury packages that add higher-grade leather and stitched dash trims, and work-focused packages that opt for washable surfaces and vinyl floors. End with a paragraph subsection on practical tech for work and daily life, integrated vehicle apps for fleet managers, configurable drive mode saved to driver profiles, built-in Wi-Fi hotspot capability, multiple USB-C ports and 12 volts outlets, AC battery access for powering tools, if available, and convenience features like a front trunk, frunk, 4F variants. Link this detailed interior to the next chapter by promising a focused look at comfort and daily usability, how the truck actually feels day to day on long hauls, commute tasks, and worksite shifts. Create a long, immersive paragraph that evaluates comfort from first principles, seat ergonomics for long-distance driving, vibration and NVH, noise, vibration, harshness, levels on different surfaces, and how suspension tuning balances compliance with control. Discuss road isolation at highway speeds, wind noise around mirrors and A-pillars, and tire road noise across tire options. Cover thermal comfort, how quickly the VAC brings the cabin to temperature in hot and cold extremes, effectiveness of heated and ventilated seats, rear VAC performance for passengers, and the presence of heated steering wheel and heated armrests. Address ergonomic touches and the small details that add up, the location and torque of knobs, blind spot alert, haptic feedback, if present, the reach and angle of the infotainment screen, placement of common controls for towing and trailering, and visibility from the driver's seat including mirror coverage and camera aids. Evaluate ride quality both unloaded and with payload, how the truck's springs and dampers respond to weight in the bed, how the ride height and suspension sag affect handling and comfort, and whether optional air suspension preserves ride quality when carrying heavy loads. Discuss long-term comfort for work users, seat wear, ease of cleaning, removable mats or washable surfaces, storage of tools and personal items, and how the cabin supports a full day's shift. Assess family and passenger comfort, rear seat ergonomics for adults on multi-hour trips. Write a technically rich paragraph that opens with a synopsis of powertrain behavior in everyday driving, throttle response, torque delivery across the rev range, and the character of each available engine. For turbocharged units, describe spool behavior, turbo lag characteristics and how transmission mapping mitigates or accentuates that sensation. For V8 units, discuss the torque curve, soundtrack, and towing relevant low-end torque. For hybrid or EA-boosted models, explain power blending, throttle smoothness, instantaneous torque advantage, and any performance-oriented drive modes that sharpen mapping or raise shift points. Discuss transmissions and shifting behavior, whether the automatic's are eager or lazy to downshift, how manual shifting, paddle or gate, feels, and how the transmission behaves under heavy load or during repeated towing climbs. Include real-world acceleration impressions, 0-60 estimations if Chevrolet supplies official numbers, and in-paragraph commentary on passing maneuvers and mid-range surge, braking behavior including fade resistance under heavy work, and balance under hard cornering, a body roll, steering feedback, and the truck's center of gravity impact. Cover chassis aids like limited slip or locking differentials, torque vectoring, electronic stability control, and adaptive dampers, and explain how those systems affect real-world traction and handling. Include a paragraph on towing and hauling performance, launch control for heavy loads if available, transmission temperature management, cooling packages, and sustain grades, how the truck holds speed on long, steep climbs with a heavy trailer, and how the engine and transmission heat management systems respond. Discuss fuel economy ranges across trims and powertrains in realistic terms, city/highway/combined estimates or observed numbers, and for electrified variants, discuss energy consumption in different drive cycles and regenerative braking impact on range. Add off-road performance evaluation for capable trims, low-range gearing, approach and departure angles, ground clearance, skid plate coverage, and wheel articulation. Provide practical driving advice, gear selection when towing, recommended shift modes when descending long grades, and tire choices for intended use. Finish the performance paragraph with subjective impressions, confidence in merging and passing, steering weight and feedback at the highway, the degree of connection the driver feels with the road, and whether the 3100 feels like a modern truck prioritizing refinement or a more visceral, old school pickup experience. Transition to the conclusion where you'll summarize and advise the viewers on buying decisions, best trim choices, and final takeaways. This closing section should be a long paragraph that resynthesizes the entire review into memorable takeaways. Open with a concise restatement of the 3100's identity, a model that bridges classic styling with modern capability, targeted trims, and the buyer types who will love it. Then, in the same paragraph, bullet style and pros. Give the strongest positives: styling character, drivetrain reliability, towing and hauling versatility, interior usability, and standout tech features. Follow with the most important caveats and compromises: price versus competitors, fuel economy trade-offs in certain engines, optional packages that feel necessary but inflate MSRP, and any areas where tested rivals might outclass the 3100. Offer concrete, actionable buying advice. Recommend specific trims for different buyer archetypes, for example, base, mid for work-focused buyers who want durability and value, off-road trim for outdoor enthusiasts who'll value the suspension and skid protection, luxury trim for buyers craving premium interior materials and the best audio/technology. Suggest must-have options and dealer-installed accessories to prioritize: tour package, adaptive suspension, advanced driver assistance, enhanced camera pack, premium audio, and note items that can be deferred or handled aftermarket. Provide a short ownership outlook within the paragraph. Touch on expected reliability cues from Chevrolet's engineering.